Good afternoon, Dr. Walker and Mr. Talbot. Thanks so much for having us. When did you first hear about the seal?
I got the first call on Saturday morning around 10 o'clock. And my first call was to Patrick because we had an event going on at the aquarium and we also needed as much manpower as possible. So Patrick, being the curator of the aquarium and zoo, is responsible for that team.
And so what happened next?
So we wanted to determine whether it was actually a seal. So I went down there, checked the beaches, see if we could find it, and we could not locate it at that time. But we did receive confirmation from a video that there was a seal spotted early on that beach, so we knew that it was around.
Excellent. So what's the status of the seal, if you can say so?
Yeah, so later in the day, our team did find the seal back on the same beach. So to come back onto that beach, pretty young seal, pretty tired after a long journey. And as a result, it was captured, brought back to BAMZ, and subsequently it's in one of our quarantine holdings.
So how long do you think the seal will be kept here?
Well, that's a good question, and it's about as long as a piece of string, I guess. It really depends on how well he does. It's still in critical condition. We'd say critical but stable at the moment. Young animal, had a lot of stress, likely has an infection which we're treating right now. And it's anyone's guess how well he's going to do in the coming days. It's not often, or it's not uncommon for these animals to come in, do well for a day or two, and then have a bit of a crash based on all the stress sort of leaving their body, so to speak. So we are monitoring him closely. The good news is he started eating now, a little bit, and that's a positive sign. And he's very alert, has been aggressive towards us, which is also a wonderful sign.
Have you thought about giving him or her a name?
We can do that, but we don't do that right away. We just want to make sure that the seal is doing okay, so that's the main priority, and then we'll think about naming it later.
I do understand that Ruby, who's the lady who first found the seal, and I'm sorry I don't know her last name at this point in time, but she has given him a name. So, but I've yet to find that out.
And anything else that you'd like to add?
I think it's just important to note that it's interesting that over the last 20 odd years we've had 5 or 6 seals come in. So something has changed in our ecosystem that's bringing these animals to Bermuda. We're not entirely sure why yet, but certainly these animals are getting caught up in the Gulf Stream, getting into the eddies, and the lucky ones, I guess, are hitting Bermuda and getting into our care. So our hope is that we can rehabilitate them, and the plan is at that point, if that does happen, get them back to the States.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Sure,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.